Hi. It's just us.
Hi.
We're sitting.
I'm wearing my glasses because I look smarter that way.
Are you smarter wearing your glasses? Or just
Absolutely.
look smarter?
It's like new shoes. You run faster.
Okay. You're also not on the line. And you don't wear glasses on the line.
So I'm officially not cooking today. Where am I supposed to be looking with this?
The camera's technically right here.
That's weird.
But because you're sitting back, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So if you're joining us, we're live at the SHAPE Symposium here in Clayton, Missouri. It's been interesting. You haven't been here much.
Not as much as you.
No.
I've been working, actually having to do things instead of just enjoying myself and drinking free coffee.
So we're at the SHAPE Symposium, and we're launching this weekend the partnership with SHAPE with Dr. Frisch and his wife Linda. These conversations started right...
It's been a while.
It's been probably 6 months ago. We started the conversation with them, being very familiar with the protocol. We've been, they put an official certification into place for restaurants.
Which we were the first.
And we were easy to work with because we already grasped the concept. We had been cooking like this from pretty much day one.
We've been doing stuff with SHAPE since before SymBowl, before Hot Pot, 8 or 9, probably 10 years ago at this point.
Yeah. So nothing was new to us with all of this. It just so happened that the relationship was growing, and Todd and Linda Frisch were wanting to expand and grow the SHAPE program into a national platform.
And we've been wanting to do sauce bottling and getting some of our philosophy of how we cook and how we serve food out there to a broader audience too. So it was perfect timing.
So we were able to create a partnership with them and officially launch the SHAPE ReClaimed protocol dressings and sauces. So this is exciting for us because
you can tell
how excited he is with the logistics of the timing of it. These are all FDA approved, correct? Is that how it works, or what's the approval for? What is the approval that you have to go through?
Well, there's just coursework for better control process school and good manufacturing practices, and you have to do a lot of paperwork, just signing up and being basically saying, hey, you're not going to kill anybody. What?
You're always threatening to kill me.
You should watch it.
So
basically, it's making sure that the products that you're serving are safe. And for us, that's obviously pretty easy to do because we're in that wheelhouse already. But there's just a bunch of different things that go on when you start putting things to get them shelf stable.
So this is our first product line that will actually be wholesale. We'll have a wholesale side to it. So practitioners can purchase. And are you guys looking for the grand ballroom? It's actually the other set of steps over by.
That way. Yeah, we're serious.
So these will have a wholesale side to it, so practitioners will be able to retail these in their locations. And it's interesting because majority of the practitioners that are at this event this weekend are not from St. Louis.
No, they're all over.
A lot from Wisconsin, a lot from
New Orleans, Ohio,
Indiana, Illinois.
Somebody from LA, some Chicago.
Yeah,
I mean, it's across country for sure. I don't know if he has any international practitioners yet.
Canada.
Okay, that counts.
They've got practitioners in Canada. So it's exciting for us because the SymBowl brand will be expanding in all of these states. That's
I'm
pretty
not for sure about the Canada thing.
Yeah, we're not sure about Canada quite yet.
We'll get a tariff on it because there's no maple in anything. So.
But so can you explain what some of these dressings and sauces are and what makes them unique?
They are delicious. Basically, it's no different than a lot of the food that we cook at the shops. It's our approach to everything is keep it as simple and as clean and natural as possible. And that's what we're doing with these. Probably the biggest difference that I see from what we're doing versus other products, we're not using any gums, any stabilizers. They're thickened naturally with pectin, which is derived from apples and citrus primarily. So it's a natural thickener. There's no sugars. We're really steering away from even using stevia, which it's all well and good if that's what you're wanting, but we're trying to develop different ways of doing it. We're using Celtic sea salt, so there's different vitamins and minerals as far as that goes. We're just doing things just a little bit more unique. Apple cider vinegar versus a refined white distilled grain vinegar. And we're just taking care. We're trying to balance it out so that they're healthy. They're obviously delicious, but they're also versatile. So the dressings can also be used as marinades. They can be used as sauces. We're seeing a lot of different applications already for them.
So the first two that we launched, and you've seen it in our restaurant at both of the locations, were these two.
Yep. The spicy dill pickle and the oregano and lemon.
And we have, I know, Elliot, Lacey's son.
Yeah. He got a sample batch to make sure it was up to snuff before he'd finalize the recipe.
I think the feedback from him is that he eats it on a salad every single morning.
He's gone through a couple bottles.
So what was the next sauces?
So I hate ketchup, but I know a lot of people like it. So we've developed a ketchup, and it's not going to be your Heinz Red Gold, Hunt's, tomato paste and sugar syrup. This is probably more what ketchup probably really used to be like. It's tomato. We're using apple as a little bit of a sweetener, and then again just some spices and a little bit of salt and vinegar.
And it's a little bit thinner.
It's thinner. I'm going to tweak that just a little bit to make it a little bit more thick. Obviously, it's also room temp, so if you got cold, it firms up more, just like anything. But this will launch into some other options as well. So we'll take this base recipe and we'll go from there as well. Which one of them that we did do was a barbecue sauce. Again, what's unique, whole food sweetened. So there's no sugar, no stevia, there's no oils, which, it makes a big difference. The more we can introduce whole foods into even something as simple as a sauce, the better, as far as I'm concerned. We don't need to always have concentrates and guar gum, gellan gum, xanthan, whatever. We can do things in a natural way. So this one will also, this is kind of like a tangy, we'll go into like an extra smoky.
It's got a little bit of a kick to it too, barbecue.
That was the feedback. Everybody wanted a little bit of a zing to it. So maybe we'll probably transfer into like a smoky mild, some different things like that. So look for that. And then this one as well, this is a...
this one I would...
We were forced to do this one. Not
I
really
was
forced,
shocked,
but
this is the one that everybody's getting really excited about.
Yeah, it's just simply a horseradish sauce. Again, we're using apple and a little bit of fresh horseradish. That's also something it's just fun to, when you start delving into things and trying to find products, how hard it is sometimes to not... You would think you could just get horseradish, and you can, but boy, are they ugly and a pain to work with. So this one takes a little bit of a trick. It does have a little bit of dry yogurt powder in it to give it a certain amount of creaminess, but it's actually quite good. So it's more like a tarragon horseradish mustard sauce. I had it with some shrimp the other day when I was working on the batches, and it was tasty.
So I asked Greg to join us just so that he could bring us up to speed on the dressings and that kind of stuff. But actually joining me right now, I'm excited and thrilled to have Dr. Frisch joining us over here on the couch. Greg's going to skip out of here and you're going to sit down next to me.
I warmed it up for you. Thank you, sir.
So this is exciting. Thank you. You don't have to touch a camera. You don't have to touch a computer. Cool. Everybody's watching you right now.
Hi, everybody. So is a priest going to walk by again? Because last time we did this
right
in the middle of it, a priest walked by.
We had a priest come by. This is fascinating.
Thank you.
I mean, honestly, I being at a symposium, we're honored and blessed that you asked us to be a part of this and a part of the SHAPE family.
Thanks.
But really, where I'm fascinated is listening to you speak on stage about the patient care component and the message to doctors. Can you share a little bit of that?
I've always struggled with doctoring. Doctor means teacher. Mm-hmm. We fail to latch onto that moniker and do that. So when I teach other doctors, I teach patients the same way. I want them to understand that there is a bio-individuality, is the term we talked about today. Each patient is unique. You may all have a yeast infection, but what is the mechanism behind that yeast infection? Is you ate too much sugar? Is your immune system down? Are you suffering from despair? Because that's the emotion of the lung. And to understand and to think and link and just take the data that's there, but then take a step back and ask why. Medicine's all about what's wrong. That's fine. I'm not against that. You got cancer, you got diabetes, you want a what's wrong doctor in your camp. But what if you're fatigued? You don't sleep well. You have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. You have food sensitivities. You have migraine headaches that come around your cycle time. And every test is textbook midline normal. Is this an abnormal situation? No, I've had many patients with this exact scenario. Now, if you take a step back from that, and just with a change of your brain, because our conference is all about brain,
right?
And say, all right, what's not right? What's not right? Are the headaches one-sided? Well, doctor, they are. Really? Do they occur at any particular time of day? Well, yeah. The reason I can't sleep is I go into a headache. When does it start? It starts at 11 o'clock every night, like clockwork. Well, my brain, with the think and link and ask what's not right, the gallbladder meridian runs from 11 at night to 1 in the morning. It's a one-sided headache. Gallbladder meridian starts right here, goes over the top of your head, stops for a little bit right here, goes along the side of the leg and out your second toe. So the way I would treat this patient for migraine headaches would be to simply support her gallbladder. And that helps all these other symptoms because the gallbladder is tied to liver function. The liver's got 800 jobs that it does, and amazing things happen when you take a step back and ask the why question, or ask what's not right. What's wrong? Everything's fine. Honey, you're stressed. Go on some Prozac. Obviously, you're deficient in Prozac. I don't think so. I get an attitude about that. So we try to teach that to all of our SHAPE practitioners.
And I think that it's important because I'm on the group feed with SHAPE. I see so many conversations taking place around the weight loss component, but you really dive into this is way beyond the weight loss. Yeah. Can you talk about a couple of things that you've seen? You shared the story about the young girl who had Tourette's.
Yes.
Can you share that one?
Sure. So, SHAPE, it was birthed as a weight loss program for my incredibly wonderful, beautiful wife. And then all the miracles started happening. I had to step back and go, what's going on here? So I had this young girl come in, just a delightful young girl, but she was, in fact, they called her Pudge, and she was kind of beaten down. Even her whole demeanor, she came in all kind of hunkered down and didn't smile. She would give a fake smile. And she barked like a dog. She had Tourette's. And I worked with her, and I did some neurotransmitter work and tried to get her brain connect a little better. There's lots of different ways you can do it. I did some acupressure because she was very young. I didn't put needles in her. And I had some success, and she did something better. And then I did a re-exam. And in doing the re-exam, I stepped back and I said, all right, I'm not helping this girl like I should. Is there anything else I can do? And I thought, all right, I think her brain's on fire. I just think she's inflamed. And I came to the mother, who was a nurse, and I said, Mom, I want to put her on this program called SHAPE. And she knew about the program.
Right.
And she didn't want her daughter getting into that weight loss kind of thing. And I said, look, this isn't about weight loss. If she loses weight, doesn't lose, I don't care. But it's anti-inflammatory, and it's immunoenhancing. Well, let's see what will happen. Well, the end of the story is she loses 25 pounds. As a 9-year-old girl, that is significant. And she lights up. She is more friends, more sleepovers, more everything. The biggest complaint her mother now has is that her clothing budget has gone off the scale. And the amazing thing, there's no Tourette's. She had an inflamed brain. She had a little blip when she ate too many black jelly beans at Easter and got that sugar going, that colored stuff, and boom, she had a little bit of a Tourette's, which was really a good thing because it said to her, I do this, I get this. Yeah. So if I don't do this, I won't get this. And she was incredibly motivated. And it's like 3-4 years later.
It's exciting, and you guys have shared so many of these stories. But
I got 38 years to choose from.
Yeah. But can you introduce one of the doctors that I'm going to speak with next?
So this is Dr. Biscay from Ohio, a delightful, brilliant young lady. Everybody's young to me because I'm in fact retired. So I would just let her come on in.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. Come on over. This is exciting. Hi. How are you? Good.
You?
Just sit down.
Okay.
You're being seen.
Okay. Hi.
So when I asked Dr. Frisch yesterday, I said I want to interview at least one or two of the practitioners that are not necessarily here in our backyard. He mentioned you right off the bat.
Okay.
So tell me just a little bit about who you are and how you even came to find out about SHAPE ReClaimed.
Okay. My name is Dr. Janine Biscay. I'm a chiropractor in Ohio. My brother's actually a chiropractor in Ohio also, and he's the one that introduced me to it. He actually had the privilege of putting two of our sister-in-laws, and our brother on it. So he got to take on that home gang. So that was
So he dealt with the whole family and then just brought you on board.
So that was fantastic. And the piece of that that's so important, though, is they're all different people of why they were overweight. So I have an older sister who, maybe not making wise choices. She has some physical problems with her knees and back injuries that she's not able to exercise like she should. But if she can buckle down, she can do it. It's just getting to the point of actually, buckling down and getting her eating under control and that kind of thing. My younger sister, she's a hormonal person, thyroid issues, female hormone problems, unfortunately was unable to get pregnant because of those reasons, but she can follow a program to the T, and she's did many programs over her years and trained for a marathon, and she's like, I'm this rock hard person underneath this layer of blood and I don't understand. But she had all the endocrine system issues happening. And then my brother, he had more of the man gut going on, the stress hormone, cortisol type of weight. So when they all started at the exact same time and were losing equally as well, as quickly and as easily, I thought, something's going on here. So I've been a chiropractor for 28 years. I do a lot of nutrition, vitamins and herbs. I do hair analysis, blood work, saliva tests. So I've worked a lot with the endocrine system with overweight and whatnot. But again, this program, as Dr. Todd explained, it's not about the weight, and that's where people fail. It's ridding the inflammation and detoxing and cleansing with the side effect of losing the weight, and that's the key. If you go after the whole them and heal up them, and even though these people had different reasons, they were all getting healed from the inside out and restoring their health, as Dr. Todd likes to say.
Yeah, I think that is one of the things that it's really going back to just eating real whole food and eliminating a lot of the things that cause our systems to malfunction to begin with.
And the exciting part for me is not, obviously that's what patients are watching of the weight, but it's the other eye-opening things that are happening that, oh my gosh, what I put in my mouth actually affects me, and they notice it now, so they're paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping better. My joint pain is better. Men are doing fantastic, and they're admitting even things like I had some little mood issues. Maybe I was a little angry. This that, and they're noticing in themselves just how much calmer they are and their moods that they are, and simple things like food tastes better to them because their taste buds aren't so tainted with the food that's all on the shelf, and by eating real food, their taste buds actually get turned back on, and food tastes good. They don't need all the other additive garbage in there. And so sometimes it's even the little things that are so exciting to see that people are realizing.
That's right.
Just getting back to basic food.
So are you in St. Louis just for the SHAPE Symposium?
I am.
Do you frequent St. Louis outside of this event?
I have not. This is my second time though.
Okay.
So I've been here two times
so
far.
what's your love of St. Louis? Just in the small little itty bit that you've been able to say.
Just that there's access to a lot of different things, and people seem more open to the alternatives and being healthy and that kind of thing. So it's just been very nice people and around, and they seem to be working together, collaborating together, and they're all on the same page, and there's not competition going on. This is all for the health of everybody.
That's exciting.
Help everybody.
St. Louis is doing some really great things. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
I will talk to you later. We're here all weekend
Very
together.
good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Come on over. Hi, how are you? Good. I'm Becky.
Hi, Becky. I'm Wendy.
Wendy, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And you are from Ohio also.
Akron, Ohio, yes.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
So-
Thank you very much.
So how long have you been with the SHAPE?
4 years.
4 years.
I mean, it's an absolutely amazing program.
And you're, am I correct? Did I see you up on the stage? You're one of the advisors.
Yes, and I've become an advisory person.
That'll
so
you're
be a
really
new-
important.
Well, I don't know that I'm that important, but you know, I just want to contribute. I want to help Todd and Linda and the entire SHAPE family help, you know, pull things together. I just want to be able to say, you know what, oh yes, no, I don't think that works. I think we need to try this direction or go this way.
What's your background prior to SHAPE?
So I'm a registered nurse, and I started out in the on a floor, med-surg float, went to the operating room. I worked for a cardiac surgeon for 4 years, and then I went from a cardiac surgeon to a plastic and reconstructive, which I really found very intriguing and very interesting. And my last guy retired 4 years ago, and I went to ear, nose, and throat. He was a physician that worked with us doing cleft lip and palates, and he would do ear tubes for those patients to help their ears drainage better so they could hear, their hearing would become more normal. So within his practice, I did peels and microdermabrasions, fillers, Botox, sclerotherapy, those kinds of things. But he always said to patients, you know, if you've got sinusitis or you've got, you know, stomach issues or throat issues, start out first with getting rid of dairy and getting rid of gluten. And I had heard about SHAPE, and so started researching a little bit, and I came to him, I said, you know what, I've got this awesome program that takes it a little bit further than what you're willing to encourage patients to do. And, you know, I had this big notebook of things I was going to sit down and discuss with him, and he's like, okay, do it. And it was like, okay. I have all these facts.
Welcome to great ideas.
Right, exactly. And so he said, that's probably what we need. So that's what happened.
So you started that 4 years ago. And how has it shifted? And what have you seen with patients now coming in to fix an issue?
Well, you know what? I've taken a couple of his patients who had issues that, you know, he had done all kinds of surgeries or all kinds of treatments or different medications on, and been able to turn their lives around so that they feel better, that the issue that they came in initially may have been sinusitis or drainage, and you know, ear tubes didn't help, and dilating the sinuses and steroids didn't help, and medications didn't help, but all of a sudden SHAPE fixed it. And so sometimes spouses, you know, will come with them. And I had a couple that came, and the husband said, well, I'll give you 1 week. And I said, well, the contract you just signed actually gives me 4 weeks. And he goes, 1 week. There is nothing wrong with the way we eat. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing. We're perfectly healthy, and we don't really need you. But my wife feels we have to do this, so we're going to do it. And I said, all right. Great, a week sounds awesome. We can do this. And so he came in a week later, and he goes, okay, we're going to give you 1 more week because I lost 12 pounds. And I said, that's amazing, but you eat so healthy. I can't imagine how we could have gotten 12 pounds off of you. The following week, he said, the tinnitus that I had, the ear ringing, is gone. And I said, I didn't know you had tinnitus. And he goes, well, I didn't see what that had to do with you. And I said, wow, must have had something to do with inflammation and a rash that he had. He said, that's gone. I've had this rash for 8 years. No doctor's been able to figure out what caused it. And he goes, and that's better. And I said, that's wonderful. So the 3rd week, the wife came in alone, and I said, oh, did he give up already? And she goes, no, he actually had a conference or had to go to work, go out of town. And she goes, but when he gets back, it's going to be horrible. And I said, why? She goes, he forgot a CPAP machine. And if he doesn't sleep, he's a bear. He's an absolute angry bear. And the following week, they came in together, and I said, oh, how was your conference? He goes, it was wonderful. He goes, I forgot my CPAP. And he goes, but I've never slept better in my entire life. He goes, so now I'm off my CPAP. So it was just like little things like that happen, and you're like, wow, that's amazing, you know?
How important do you find the mindset? Because a lot of this weekend is around
right.
you know, the mind.
And I don't advertise for patients,
Sure.
so it's patients' word of mouth, and I honestly think that that's better, because those patients generally come in with, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, so I want to do something. I think when you advertise, maybe you pull in more quantity of patient, but I don't think that they have the mindset that they're ready to do that.
And do you think that the weight is the leading component for somebody to make a change over the ringing in an ear or a rash on somebody's leg?
Absolutely, because those things are secondary to them, or even tertiary. They don't necessarily understand that that's the weight and the inflammation from that is what's causing these other things to be an issue or a problem. So that's not what they come for. They come for your body. This is the time. This is the time to slide in, get your home run, and go enjoy life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was fabulous.
Oh,
thank you. What's your what do you love the most about being in St. Louis? Outside of the symposium.
So outside of the symposium, the arch. My grandson, the first year that I came, I went and saw the arch, and I bought him a book on it at the gift shop. And the arch wasn't open. So then the second year, I didn't actually get to go. It just, logistics wise, it didn't work out. Last year, I actually went back and then actually went up in the top. And so he was so stoked about coming to see the arch. So we got to come, but unfortunately, because of the government shutdown, we didn't get to go up in it. But we're telling him that, you know what, maybe over the summer or something will come back.
So there'll be a reason for you to come back to St. Louis. Is all about the arch.
Yes, it's all about the arch. Roman thinks that the arch is the all. And
how old is he?
He's 5.
That's
and he
awesome.
was so excited. We got there and he said, "Can I touch it?" And I said, "Of course you can, baby. You can touch it. We can run around it. We can, and there's a picture of him when he was real young in Arizona with his dad. His dad was in the military, and they were coming home. And so his dad threw him up in the air in the desert and caught him. And so we got a picture of him throwing him up in the air. And he said, at the arch. And he said, "Do you think I can get you all the way to the top?" And he goes, "No, Dad."
That's so sweet. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Enjoy your lunch.
Thanks.
I already ate it. It's good.
Oh, it is. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Get it.
It was
Thank
a pleasure.
you. So I want to thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. And it is exciting to see the expansiveness of what this program is. Fascinating to listen to some of the stories. I'm learning so much about this. And we're thrilled and excited to be able to create and develop some products that can not only help you, the person that is going through SHAPE, it can also help the practitioners make some money in addition to it. And truth be told, they're just really good, clean sauces, dressings, and I think we'll be developing more. I didn't get to ask Greg what was in the pipeline, but I know he's been talking about a few things. So join me next Friday. I am not going to be doing a live video, but I will be the following Friday on our regular schedule at 10:30. Please share this, like this, tell us what you want to hear more of, and I will do my absolute best to bring you the information that helps you find your inner flavor, which is all about identifying who you are, what makes you thrive and exceed and excel in this thing we call life. I'll talk to you soon.